Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Obviously, the main hype for Season 3 here in Warzone is Verdansk, but of course, a lot of players enjoy the Resurgence style gameplay as well, so if you fit that criteria right now, today I wanted to go through and break down the top 5 best Resurgence meta loadouts for Warzone Season 3. We've obviously seen a couple of weapon buffs and nerfs applied with Season 3, new weapons added in, and so we're encompassing everything you need to know for that Resurgence meta here today. First up, perks and equipment, largely going to be staying the same. I'm always bouncing back and forth between smokes and stims. I like both of them. I can't have them both at the same time, but really both of those are my go-to tacticals. Then obviously for Resurgence, I'm always going throwing knives here for those insta finishes. Getting the pings on the radar, of course, is super important. Then I'm rocking Survivor for the faster regen in perk 1, Sprinter for infinite tac sprint with any weapon out that I want in perk 2, and then obviously Gung Ho in perk 3, so I can reload while I'm tac sprinting, get some reduced movement penalties when reloading and whatnot as well. And that'll be the same on pretty much every single class setup here today. Now let's talk weapons. First up, this is a very fun combination for Resurgence, the AMAX and the KSV. This is gonna fry. The AMAX, this is actually an iron sight based build since we're playing a lot more mid-range and close range, right? With Resurgence style gameplay, you don't have to worry about an optic always, and I like the irons a lot on the AMAX, so that's what I'm rocking here. So instead, we're kind of just optimizing for control and whatnot. Monolithic suppressor on here, giving us better range and velocity. Reinforced barrel helps out with range and velocity as well. So we end up with a 1230 velo. That's overkill for Rebirth, honestly, and almost a 65 meter effective damage range. That's great as well. Vertical foregrip helping out even more with recoil control. Plus, I've got recoil springs on there too, helping out with stabilization, horizontal, and vertical control. So this thing's going to be very easy to use, all things considered. Then extended 2 on here, 60 rounder is going to work fine for all squad sizes or whatever squad size they want to give us for Rebirth gameplay, right? But this thing as a primary feels fantastic. You pair this with a KSV for your secondary, and you've got your close range covered here. We're rocking the compensator, helping out straight up with vertical control. Long barrel extending out that effective damage range to almost 18 meters, which is great for a sub. This thing's going to kill quick in that first and that second damage range and cover your close range quite nicely. Ranger foregrip on here, better horizontal control so the weapon's more predictable. Plus we got better sprinting movement speed. Extended 2 going to be 50, working fine as well there. And then balanced stock for better strafe and better general movement as well. So this is even more aggressive. This is a setup that has you covered regardless of where you're fighting. You're going to be set because both these weapons will fry. Next up, we got a solid sniping loadout for Rebirth that I wanted to differentiate a tad bit from some of the sniping loadouts we've already covered in our general top 10. Obviously the HDR is fantastic. That's going to be a crazy good one-shot sniper, but the LR762 is a great alternative to that. And pairing this with the MCW conversion kit from MW3, one of the best sniper support styles in the game here. So for our LR762, monolithic suppressor, nice upgrade to this, getting even better velocity and damage range for our one-shot range and our hit scan range. Long barrel helping out even more with that damage range. We're up to almost 95 meters, just over 94 there for a one-shot headshot. Really good there. And at 1269, nice velocity, gonna be overkill for Rebirth as well. Fast mag 2 here, helping out that ADS speed, making this a bit more snappy and aggressive, and quick draw rear grip will do more of the same. So 566 ADS, it's a little bit slower than the HDR, but also not too bad considering this is a heavy sniper, right? Then lastly here, overpressured ammo stacking onto that velocity stat as well. So your hit scan range, your bullet drop, your bullet leads, all going to be great. Very reliable sniper setup here. Then the MCW conversion, obviously first up, you got to run the Jack Raven kit. That's going to turn this into the AR SMG hybrid style weapon that it is. You're a little bit more limited on attachments here. Jack Cutthroat, I think, is great for movement, helping out with movement. Strafe just makes it a lot more aggressive and agile there. 40 round extended mag being the max is the only real drawback here. Like, this rate of fire is fast, 800 RPM, so your DPM is not going to be great, but your TTK will be, so you'll have time to reload while players are knocked and spectating, right? Spirit fire suppressor here, extending out our range and our velocity. 21, almost 22 meter effective damage range and 547 velo will work for Rebirth. Then whatever scope or optic you're comfortable with. For me, that's the Night Owl Model 2023. This gets the job done nicely, so that's what I'm rocking there. But yeah, really fun sniper and sniper support style loadout here. And by the way, as we are breaking down all the weapons and setups, if you guys enjoy the video, you find the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Much love to everyone who takes the time to do so. And if you're new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that. This is your one-stop shop for everything going on in COD, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up, another really good Resurgence meta loadout because both these weapons are so complementary of Resurgence style gameplay. The GPR mixed with the Kompakt for your close range. So GPR, very versatile rifle, good up close, mid-range, long range. So regardless of what situation you have this out in, if someone's turning a corner, this can hold its own. If you're looking down a lane, this can hold its own. And the Kompakt up close is just gonna melt, right? So with the GPR here, again, whatever scope you're comfortable with, nice little MCW WCW glitch going on there. Jason Armory 2 times for me, Willis 3 times, big fan of those. Volsky Reflex, Otero Red Dot, all great as well. Basic Suppressor, or if you have the Monolithic unlocked from your Battle Pass, that's obviously going to be a great upgrade any chance you can get that. Gain Twist just feels great on this thing. For some reason, I just love the insane velocity on the GPR. Now, Reinforced, going to be great as well. You're still at 1100 velo, which is overkill. You get some better range on there. If you only care about range, even a 936 velocity works, and you could have a really, really good effective damage range. So quite literally, any of these first three are going to be great choices. Ranger Foregrip, this is a very easy weapon to use, so you don't need a ton of horizontal control, but this will add in some to make it easier, plus some sprinting movement speed. Then Extended 2 is going to be a 60 rounder, and that'll work fine with all these squad sizes there. The DPM is not really a concern with that. Then the Kompakt here, you just got to really focus on accuracy. So we got the Compensator helping out vertical control, Ranger Foregrip helping out horizontal, plus the sprinting speed. We've got Recoil Springs as well, horizontal and vertical control, making our life a little bit easier there, so we can be nice and accurate while we're spraying and praying, because Extended 3 only gives you a 60, and with this rate of fire, you're going to burn through that ammo. But if you're landing shots, your enemies are going to be spectating, and you're going to have plenty of time to reload, right? Lastly, I do go for the ergonomic rear grip on here. Better slide to fire because I'm constantly slide canceling, then a better ADS as well, so it's more snappy and aggressive there. This thing is a melt machine. Following that, another pretty strong TTK combination here. We've got the AK-74, which just melts everyone. You got to get used to the recoil, but if you can, this thing is tough to beat. Then the Saug, great movement SMG, and a pretty competitive TTK as well. On the AK here, like I said, recoil is what we're focusing on a lot. With only 5 attachments here, Compensator and vertical foregrip are going to be the way to go there. Obviously, vertical helping out with horizontal control, Compensator helping out with vertical, going to make the weapon a lot more predictable and easy to use. I do go for the Volsky Reflex in this case. Again, just a matter of preference at the end of the day. Reinforced barrel, we got 1008 velocity, 51 meter effective damage range, more than enough for rebirth here. And then Extended 2 is going to be a 50 rounder. Extended 3 is 60. Either or will work there. Extended 3 is just going to be a tad bit slower, and I think 50 works fine at this rate of fire. You're not going to have to worry about running out of ammo too soon by any means, but really no wrong answer with that one. Then for the Saug here, I'm constantly switching up my setup with this, but all of them are good, honestly. Compensator, again, helping out with our vertical control, making the weapon easy to use. Long barrel, better damage range, just under 14 meters here is pretty solid. 525 velo works as well. Extended 2 will be 55. It works at this rate of fire. It's still pretty fast, but it's the best it's going to get there, so you got to sort of live with that. Balanced stock for better movement here. General strafe speed bonuses are solid there, and then recoil springs also making this weapon even easier to use. So really love the feel of this, an SMG that hasn't gotten a ton of love so far this year. Nice to see this one trending upwards. And then lastly here, we've got just another fantastic, well-rounded combination, the Cypher and the C9, both incredibly easy to use and incredibly competitive. There's arguments for each of these being the top weapon in their category for sure. With the Cypher here, again, optic of preference, like the Volsky Reflex, like Otero Red Dot a lot on there. Monolithic Suppressor helping out that range and that velocity. Reinforced barrel doing more of the same. So 52 meter effective damage range, almost 1200 velocity there is crazy and overkill for rebirth, quite frankly. Ranger foregrip, control, and mobility on there. And then Extended 2 is going to be a 60, which is again fine for all squad sizes. Such an easy, such a reliable and straightforward weapon the Cypher is. You can't go wrong with this thing. And then the C9, not really much change in here. Compensator making things nice and easy for our control, of course. Long barrel giving us a damage range of just over 15 meters there, so this thing has some versatility tacked onto it. Ranger foregrip yet again for all the same reasons as before. Extended 2 for the 50 rounder is going to work just fine. And then ergonomic rear grip with the slide to fire and ADS bonuses makes this even more snappy and aggressive. Really, you can't go wrong with any of these weapons here today. If there's other ones you're like, well, what about this weapon? What about that weapon? Be sure to check out my general top 10 as well. Those are all applied to Rebirth and Verdansk alike, so plenty of more options in that video, but a bit more fine-tuned just for Rebirth and Resurgence here in this one. And that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button on your way out so you can always guarantee you are in the know for everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.